Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. Today, Auroville, Part 8. We continue with Mother's talks to the group that comes to see her each week, and more on Auroville. The reason is something quite different. It had nothing to do with that. The reason is quite simply that it is rather difficult to make a rule that applies for one person and not for another. Very complicated. And unfortunately, among people living in Auroville, there are some who drink. And there are other things too. But anyway, one was found almost dead drunk in the playground. So naturally, with us here at the ashram, it is forbidden to drink alcohol. It caused a terrible uproar. That is the reason. It is not an inner reason. It is a very practical reason. It is impossible to say this one may go, that one cannot. What can they do at the door? And it almost caused a revolution. If they ask my advice, I would say, I advise you not to drink because it diminishes the consciousness and ruins your health. But some people do not ask my advice. And I do not want to make rules for Auroville as I did for the ashram. It is not the same thing. The people who live in Auroville and insist on following all the old habits, the old ones and the new ones too, which harm the consciousness, which lower the consciousness, things like smoking, drinking, and of course, drugs. All that. It is as if you were cutting pieces off your being. In the ashram, naturally, I said, no. We want to grow in consciousness. We do not want to descend into the pit of desires. To those who refuse to understand, I say, the aim of Auroville is to discover a new, deeper, more complete, more perfect life, and to show the world that tomorrow will be better than today. Some people believe that smoking, drinking, etc. will form part of the life of tomorrow. That is their business. If they want to go through this experience, let them do it. They will realize that they are imprisoning themselves in their own desires. But anyway, I am not a moralist. Not at all, at all, at all. It is their own business. It is their own business. If they want to go through this experience, let them do it. But the ashram is not the place for it. Thank God. At the ashram we have learned that life is something else. True life is not the satisfaction of desires. I can affirm from experience that all the experiences brought by drugs, all that contact with the invisible world, can be had in a much better, more conscious and controlled way without drugs. Only one must control oneself. It is more difficult than swallowing poison. But I am not going to preach. When and if Auroville becomes the example of a higher life, having conquered all desires and opened itself to higher forces, then we will be able to go everywhere. When the Aurovillians become lights moving in the world, they will be welcome there. But I believe I have written something like that. No? What I gave you, they were not just words. These things are very concrete. Is that all? Or do you have anything else? Hey, no. Auroville is an attempt and an experiment. As it develops, the organization will be modified according to the need. Every organization should remain supple and flexible so as to progress constantly and modify itself when the need arises. 12 February 1963. Question to Mother. Mother, may I write in answer to X's letter that any copy for a brochure or pamphlet written either in America or at the ashram regarding the American pavilion to be built in Auroville must be first approved by you? Mother, nothing on any Auroville project can be published without my approval. Blessings. 22nd March 1966. Dear Mother, our vegetable crop has been attacked by insects. While we are studying non-poisonous means of control, and until we have enough information to handle this problem, we thought of carefully using some insecticides. May we have permission to do this and your protection in handling them? Mother, a mild and harmless protector is often more effective than a poisonous one. 1st April 1966. Question. It seems to me that the very land of Auroville aspires. Is it true, sweet Mother? Mother. Yes, the land itself has a consciousness. Even though this consciousness is not intellectualized and cannot express itself. 21st March 1968. From the Mother. Message for the Auroville Liaison Office, established to raise funds and screen persons interested in visiting or living in Auroville. Mother, to be at the head of the liaison office, one must feel absolutely equal towards all and every nation. A complete sincerity is required in this attitude. April 1968. Divine Mother. 1. Do we need a personnel department in Auroville? 2. Should it be a part of the liaison office? Mother. Do not multiply departments titles, and names. It complicates life uselessly. 28 June 1968. From the Mother. About peace, the Matrimandia workers' camp and its surrounding area. I should like this whole place to be called peace, and that peace, actual peace, should reign there, not only between the occupants, but with the whole of Auroville, present and future. 29 December 1968. Question. It seems that there is more opposition to the divine's work at peace than other places in Auroville. Is this true? Is there an occult reason for this? Mother. Be confident and peaceful yourself. That is contagious. My blessings are with you. 1969. The purpose of life in Auroville is to learn to live in Auroville, to make all the experiments necessary for learning to live in Auroville. We want to find a way for the community to live for the divine. Each individual has his own way, but the group community should find a way to suit everyone. 22nd May 1970. A question about interviewing the residents of an Auroville community on various subjects. Mother. It would perhaps be better to ask people who, by a serious practice of yoga, have had at least a glimpse of the higher wisdom. 1970. Someone asked whether chemical fertilizers and pesticides should be used in Auroville. No, no, no. Auroville should not fall back into old errors which belong to a past that is trying to revive. March 1971. Cultivation without chemical fertilizers and dangerous insecticides is advisable. Disciple. A word from you would bring more light into my engagement with the world outside of Auroville. Mother. At the service of the divine, in full receptivity and sincerity. Blessings. 2nd January. When writing her reply, Mother said that this letter should be framed and kept in place of meditation.